Hi, my name is Cynthia. I am a product demonstrator and I work evenings and weekends. Um, so during the week, I have tons of time to get into a hobby. The hobby I picked is collecting vintage costume jewelry. And yesterday, I went to my local flea market and I found some super cool stuff. And I just wanted to share with you what I found and how I use it now and why I think it's cool. I'm going to do a few videos, I believe. I'm going to open a Etsy shop to kind of sell off some of the stuff that comes in lots that I find would be cool for other people to wear. However, it's not something I want to keep in my personal collection. My thing recently has been pins. I'm really loving pins. They're very versatile. I found this one yesterday. This dolphin, it's super neat. It is a plastic. The blue is plastic. I'm going to do more research into vintage plastics. I'm not well versed in it yet, but it's rhinestone and plastic, and most of this is glued. I feel this was a 5 and dime piece. The bar is kind of a V-back or a U shape. So it is vintage and it is a foil back. So that's not a rhodium plated or silver plated type of item. I really liked it. I was very happy when the lady dumped out the box and out came a second one. Recently, instead of purchasing a new dress for every event, I have 3 or 4 dresses that have really nice basic silhouettes that I just keep in rotation now. It's cheaper and I just accessorize them. So these I will utilize most likely on my straps and they'll do double duty. They will create a super cool kind of effect and it'll be a kind of a talking piece if I'm trying to have a conversation with somebody I don't know. And they'll also hold my bra straps in place. So I really like my dolphins. This I picked up because it's just a really nice example of the carvings that occurred in plastics. This is plastic, dime store. It's a straight back, which means that somebody replaced it or it's glued. I have a feeling this is from the 60s, but I'm going to clean this and just keep it around and kind of probably put it on my pegboard or something for, just kind of because it's very spring or summery and it's cute. I'm probably not going to wear this. I was very excited to find this. In all of the reading I've been doing, I've come to find that this is a common theme from the 30s and 40s, the crowns. This is a small crown, which I like. A lot of them are larger than this, and it's harder to wear now with current styles. But this one I can wear now. There are a few designers that utilize crowns in their costume jewelry themes as well, so I'm fairly certain that I can plug this in easily and it won't be a major issue. It's prong set. The stones are kind of loosely set in here and they are glass, so somebody took care to either replace them with vintage glass rhinestones or they are original. The floral motif on the sides is common in the 30 set. So I just really appreciate that. It is marked sterling in the round center of that right there. And then there's something underneath, but I can't make out what it says. I'm going to continue to do more research on that. Excuse me, that's my coon, my little coon hound. He's playing with his brother. And what's also really cool, these little round pieces here are put in the brooches, and it's common in vintage jewelry. So you can wear it 2 ways. You can wear this as a pin or you can wear this as a necklace. And I am most likely going to wear this brooch as a necklace because I think it'll be really cool. The only thing that I have to do more research on are the settings on these glass beads here. I'm not sure if this is actually from that time frame, the 1930s and 40s, or if somebody replaced the pearls, which is more common to glue into a setting than the glass stones. So I'm going to do more research on that. This I got because it's super cute. I've been wearing them on my cuffed shirts and kind of by my hands because I am a product demonstrator and I utilize my hands a lot. So having a teeny tiny pin, which is normally called scatter pins, there creates a conversation piece. This is marked Sarah Coventry, and it's C and then Sarah, and that is one of their common stamps. It's hard to date their items though because they did utilize so many stamps. I think this one is from the 80s. What's cool about Sarah Coventry is the fact that she actually, it was owned by a he. They were the first kind of in-home jewelry party companies. So now we have Leah Sophia, and I think Stella and Dot does it. So this is kind of like one of the originals, and a lot of women sold this during the war while their husbands were away to make extra money, or they started selling it after the gentleman came home because they took back the jobs they had left to serve. So I thought this was really cool. This is a reproduction, but I liked the horsey. The reason why it's a reproduction is, and it's really hard with the glare of the light to see, but there are little prongs. They mimic a prong setting, but it's actually not setting the stone. It's glued in. All of these little rhinestones are glued in, and it was just meant to look vintage, down to the striations in the metal. This is a reproduction, but it's neat, and it was $1, and I'll definitely wear it. This is cool. I recently took out the dead rhinestones, and I'm going to hunt down replacement rhinestones to put in here, and I'm definitely going to rock this. I don't know where yet, but I'm going to. And this is not a brooch or a pin. This is a fur clip. It's rhodium plated. It's that white shiny metal, and you can see the foil back rhinestones, which is really neat because I have been reading a ton about foil back rhinestones and rhinestones in general and costume jewelry and where they come from and whatnot. So to see the foil backs when you're collecting is cool, when you're starting to collect and to learn about this. It is a fur clip. It has its little teeth here, and that was so that way it would not come loose. But you can easily put this in, put up on a dress, or even to embellish kind of a plain purse or whatever to go with the outfit you're wearing. These guys are very common. They're definitely dime a dozen, the circular theme. I have two here. This is just this is a 5 and dime type of piece. It's not very high quality. It has the U backing, so it is vintage. It is not marked, but it was a very common theme, and there's tons of designers like Napier and Trifari and Monet that have the exact same design. This is a Monet, and I believe this is from the 80s. It's marked C Monet. Just the shine of the metal and the backing and the design of it really leads me to believe that this is 80s Monet. I'm currently reading a book on Monet, which is super cool. So I will set this aside and look at it more. Why did I pick these up? So I already have a few of these, and they came in lots that I purchased to, get one piece out of the lot because that's what I wanted to collect. Um, but what I found is this can be utilized now, and it is super cool little trick. You just kind of pin them by your shoulder if you're wearing one of those really cool billowy scarves, and that's kind of been the trend for a few years now in current fashion for girls, is to wear the billowy scarves, but those ends come untucked, and it's really annoying sometimes to roll them back the way you had them when you first put it on in the morning, or to kind of tie it up again. So if you kind of put this close to where you're going to tuck your ends in, you just tuck your ends into the open part of this, and you don't see a lot of this. So, you kind of have a nice way to keep it in place and not damage the scarf, because some of them are really delicate. So I have a ton of these, and I think what I'm actually going to do is set them aside and clean them up and give them out to, some of my girlfriends for Christmas with an actual scarf. So I think that'll be a cool little addition. This guy I got just because it was $1 and it is super cool. It is giant. I highly doubt that I'm really going to wear this, but it is neat to look at. When I've been looking at floral brooches lately, I noticed there is a theme that people are collecting these floral brooch designs and making wedding bouquets out of them, and then giving them away towards the end of the evening to their maids of honors or their guests, or people who have come to the wedding, which I think is really, really neat. It's a nice little memento. This is a gorgeous little flower to include in that. I actually have tons of little flower pins, and I think what I'm going to do is try and make one. It is a V-back, and that is a common vintage theme. And this is kind of a pot metal, which means that they took all of the metals that they had in the factory, dumped them in one pot, and made this. And I think I also appreciate the fact that they used every resource they had. But that's really neat. So that's the end of my little pin collection that I purchased yesterday. Everything was $10. Well, I mean, it was a total of $10. And I have some neat things to wear and some neat pieces to reference later. I'm going to do a few more of these videos, and I hope you enjoy them. Have a wonderful day.